Well, this is exactly why I quit the whole pro-black rhetoric.
I can
This
give you.
kind of crap is why I stopped with it. Recently, if you haven't heard, apparently Dr. Umar Johnson and Cynthia G, both of whom, Cynthia G more than Dr. Umar, believe it or not, but both of these cats to me are clowns. But they do say one thing in common. They always talk about how the black man, if he's not with a black woman, he don't really love a black woman. And in the case of Dr. Umar, saying even if he has brought value and bring things to the community, it means nothing if he's not married to a black woman. And pretty much Cynthia G blaming everything on the black man, when in fact, if we're a black community, shouldn't it be both sides? But that's another topic. Here's where I take issue with them. The fact that they both seem to say, if a black man ain't married to a black woman, he ain't nothing. Well, here's the thing. Number one, even when I was of that pro-black mindset, I never believed in telling another brother who to be with, or even another sister who to be with. It's none of my business. As long as they're not putting down our people, who cares? In my personal opinion. And honestly, when you think about it, and some might view me as a hypocrite because the woman I'm currently dating is a black woman, the Nature Girl 30. But here's the thing. She brought not only happiness, she brings value. Most black women today, well, you could argue this with any race of woman, honestly, but most black women today don't really bring. What are you bringing to the table? You want these high value men, but they supposed to accept your low class behind. That's like one of us black men expecting us to be bummy, dusty, ashy, but expecting Holly Berry in our bed. And I don't mean in her prime Holly Berry. I mean current Holly Berry in our bed, or Beyonce in our bed, or Alicia Keys in our bed, or Taraji P. Henson, or that young lady that won that Emmy last night, Zendaya, in our bed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, most people would not accept us if we were coming out dusty and everything. And rightfully so. But yet, they want us to bring the value, but they don't want to bring nothing to the table. And here's the truth, and here's the news. Most black men who are in interracial relationships did not start out wanting to be in interracial relationships. They wanted to be in relationships with our own. But at some point, the sisters weren't checking. And I'll be telling the truth. Much as I love black women, because I grew up with that mindset. Oh, I didn't want to disappoint my mom. Or I didn't want to do this. And then one time, my mom was like, you better not bring home a white girl or I'll kill you. But as time went on, she actually backed off of that a lot. Because especially when she met my first ever girlfriend who was black, but I was like 22, 23 years old, and she was like 36. Mom, and rightfully so, looking back on it, had very, very high trepidations about this. So much so that she said, Irvin, I would have rather you got with a white woman your age. That was amazing to me at that time. Because this is the same woman who just a few years earlier, when I was almost out of high school, saying, you better not bring a white woman home, I'll kill you, to, oh God, I'd rather you bring one of them home. I mean, whole nother story entirely. Point is, it didn't last. Thankfully, she didn't get pregnant by me or anything, but it didn't last, to say the least. But the thing is, current woman accepted, Regina, who actually brings me joy and who actually brings me some value. A lot of them didn't. And a lot of them that I've tried to put my best foot forward for, they didn't want me. They weren't interested in me. As far as they were concerned, I can go away. And yet, the women that I steadfastly tried to find excuses not to see, not to date, yeah, they were mainly white women. And some of them weren't bad looking. And some of them had a great upside. To be honest, I always talk about, wait until now to have somebody. But honestly, if I weren't so stuck on, I gotta be with a black woman, I probably could have been married, maybe even had a kid or two a long time ago. But I was stuck on this mentality that I had to be loyal rather than being happy. Loyalty is good, don't get me wrong. But when loyalty starts costing you personally, and you're getting no benefit from it or no value from it, and I keep using the word value, but if you're getting no benefit or no value from it whatsoever, what's the point? At some point, loyalty be damned. You got to think about you at some point. So that's the point I think Dr. Umar and Cynthia G both, I think, miss. The reason black men, and then let's not exclude black women, even though black women generally tend to stay more loyal, but some black women are looking elsewhere too. The reason black men are looking elsewhere is because they're getting attention, especially the high value ones. They're getting attention from other women who bring something to the table other than, I'll just go ahead and say it, foghorn, get ready. They're bringing something to the table other than they're bringing something to the table other than looks. You know what I'm saying? And they're actually bringing femininity. They're bringing loyalty. They're bringing value. They're bringing submissiveness. And when I mean submissiveness, I don't mean like a slave or anything. I don't mean like that. No, I don't know. I'm not talking about like slavery or anything. They're bringing the X factors. Because if I want a mandingo fight with another person, well, I'm gonna go mandingo fight with another woman. If I'm gonna mandingo fight, what am I gonna find a dude to do that with? When I'm with a woman, I want security. I want safety. There's a certain vibe you want from a woman. And let's be honest, a lot of black women aren't given that. I mean, not saying that butchness doesn't go on in other groups. It does. But by and large, I see it more with black women more than any other. So, I mean, I just gotta say it. You know, when I heard that from these two, I'm like, really? Really? Y'all missing the point. Just because a black man does not marry a black woman does not make him a traitor or Uncle Tom automatically. Maybe you ought to look at what's going on in the black community and figure out why they are leaving and going elsewhere. I mean, just a thought. You might want to look at that. Anyway, I'm out.